Hey everyone! Welcome back to your favorite pirate crew! Today we are going to see what the Gorosei meant with the fruits having their own will. If you would like to see more about One Piece in our channel, please leave your thumbs up and subscribe to join our pirate crew. Before actually starting the video, I need to say that we will explore the general content, so we will not limit ourselves to the mention of Luffy, and we will explain about what is an Akuma no Mi. Then we will give the context about the mentions of Gorosei, and to finish with my opinion. Before understanding why the Gorosei stated this fact about Akuma no Mi, we need to talk in a simple and summarized way about the Akuma no Mi's itself. Akuma no Mi are mysterious fruits that grant special abilities to one who consumes them, but in exchange the person loses the ability to swim. One of the characteristics of these fruits are the ripples they all have. They serve to distinguish the devil fruits from ordinary fruits. No two fruits give the same power. Each one gives different abilities. And even if two people found a fruit and shared it, the power would end up going to the person who took the first bite. According to all users, the Akuma no Mi tastes horrible. Jabura has even said that it tastes like shite. We still don't know anything about the origin of these fruits. We don't know how they came about and why. We don't know if they are natural and have always existed in the world of One Piece, or if someone created them. The fruit mentioned by Gorosei is Kaido's Akuma no Mi, and its true name is Uranus, or another one that references its true nature. Once a user with a specific lineage, Momonosuke, eats it, he becomes able to awaken his true power and then becomes Uranus. It was duplicated by Vegapunk, which was to remove the DNA requirement that an eater with a different lineage than Momo would require to tap into the true potential of the Akuma no Mi. This power is shown when Zunisha hears Momo's orders and responds by following them. This is why Vegapunk's Akuma no Mi from Punk Hazard should be a failure, as Agent CPO states again during Onigashima's attack. Someone other than Momonosuke will not have this ability, as will Kaido. It also ties into all of Vegapunk's experiments, where Vegapunk tried to replicate the mixed lineage that harbors Kaido, his own and his own fruit. That's where the dragon and Onis experiments came from. They have partially the same lineage as the current Kaido. And finally, this is why Big Mom tells Kaido that he has a lifetime of debt to her, due to her giving him a legend-related fruit. He called himself Kaido of 1,000 beasts, because he was supposed to lead beasts like Zunisha, but ended up being a joke by smiling leaders. To summarize, Kaido's real Akuma no Mi name is Uranus, or something that is directly related to the true nature of the fruit, commanding beasts like Zunisha, and Momo has awakened its true power. The theory is that these could be the three ancient weapons. Assuming that theory could be right, I think it would be strange if things and powers from space were connected to earthly devil fruits. The other ancient weapons are not connected to devil fruits either, and I wouldn't want the case of Uranus to be any different, but we'll have to see what Oda chooses to do. And how exactly would this name change? Vary it from the yearbooks of history, if it is something people would like to be a dragon devil fruit, or an ancient weapon. Gomu Gomu No Mi. This was mentioned by Who's Who and his grudge against Shanks, because Shanks stole his fruit, and WG punished Who's Who for it. I'm sure WG put some importance on it, if it really matters. It may not be related to some dang OP awakening or something. Also, that fruit was confirmed to be inferior to the Katakuri Muchi fruit, and also Oda himself said he chose Gomu Gomu no Mi as the main protagonist because he doesn't want his protagonist to be so strong from the beginning with cool powers and all. This is also one of the main competitors. Momo has the same fruit as Kaido, which was considered a failure by Vegapunk. Even CPO particularly discussed this devil fruit. Fish fruit has a high chance of being an alternate name, and probably Kaido was called WSC because of this potential fruit after awakening. Kid's devil fruit. Kid along with Law showed awakening in this arc, since Kid has not shown Advanced Conqueror's Haki yet. And if Oda wants to make Kid relevant and powerful without having advanced Haki, the only way is to have OP awakening stats. Given the conversation between Law and Kid, it seems that Kid has not revealed all the cards related to his awakening. Yamato DF. Kaido once mentioned that he did not intend to let Yamato have whatever DF she had now, So it is also possible that this DF is more special than we thought. Besides Zunsha's appearance in the middle of Gorosei's conversation, there are other reasons to believe that Zunsha's fruit is referenced. Awakened Zoans allow their users new forms and the ability to stay in those forms longer, and an overall increase in stats. In addition, Zunsha is almost 1,000 years old, which would explain the apparent long absence of the discussed fruit. Zunsha also has an unaddressed lore that may be linked to the world history of One Piece, as well as revealing a mystical elephant fruit, Zoan. This is definitely the most popular prediction. Many people believe that Luffy's fruit was once possessed by Joy Boy himself. The awakening of this fruit could be something extremely significant. The Wano arc recently divulged that the Gum Gum fruit was guarded by CP9 when Who's Who served in the organization. Who's Who was also arrested for losing the Gum Gum fruit, further implying an unknown importance to Luffy's abilities. Luffy has also not yet awakened, while his friends and enemies have already displayed theirs in the Wano arc. This would relate to Gorosei's discussions and how the fruit has not awakened in centuries. The ability to control animals in their non-awakened state is even effective in artificial Zoan users. Otama's Millet Millet fruit is another candidate for the unknown and renamed Akuma no Mi, mentioned in One Piece chapter 1037. It has the power to control animals and gifters, so it could work on Zunsha as well. It is entirely possible that the Millet Millet fruit was used to give Zunsha her requests 1,000 years ago. Tama also displayed the Millet Millet fruit's powers completely during the attack, with CPO particularly noticing. If CPO was communicating with Gorosei, it is entirely possible that the Millet Millet fruit is what is being discussed. The name Millet Millet fruit is also general and unsuspecting enough to become a fake name. In addition to the Thousand Hands, Guanyin was shown riding a turtle, as was Robin in his first appearance. Hana Hana no Mi also resembles the lotus, a flower commonly associated with Guanyin. Although it may seem unbelievable, Gorosei may be discussing Nico Robin's flower fruit. Robin's power have also never been clearly defined and may have a deeper meaning, especially with a significant awakening. The name of the fruit itself is also somewhat poetic and symbolic when considering the known powers of the fruit, so it could easily be a fake name. Kozuku Toki's Akuma no Mi, the fruit of time, is an incredibly likely candidate. For starters, Toki met Kozuki Oden by jumping back in time several hundred years from the lost century. This immediately explains why the Time fruit was lost for centuries, as far as the Gorosei knew and discussed. The fruit also seems to be linked to world history, considering the powers it confers and the potential awakening it could have for time travel. Since the fruit existed during the lost century, it could also be linked to Zunsha's existence in some way, shape, or form. Finally, the Japanese name of the fruit is the same as the name of Toki, evidencing that the name of the fruit was changed at some point. This is probably the most obvious candidate of the fruits to which Gorosei may be referring. That's it, my Mugiwara. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any suggestions for a video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all, as I always do. And don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew.